What's up guys, it's Austin. Welcome to today's vlog. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the scariest hotels in America. One of them is, of course, the Stanley Hotel. It is America's most haunted hotel. It is, I believe, in the top 5 actually of most haunted hotels. But first, I'm going to talk about a haunted hotel in Minnesota that I thought was really cool and is pretty freaking haunted. And it is called the Palmer House Hotel. So I'm going to start with the history. So here we go. The original building on location of the Palmer Hotel was the Sauk Centre House. It was a brothel and saloon. The building burned down in the late 1800s. People of the Sauk Centre at the time stated they were happy it burned down. We were told that nobody died during the fire. Well, that's good. I mean, the Palmer Hotel was built on site of the brothel by Mr. and Mrs. Palmer in 1901. It was said that in the early 1900s, a little boy had died from the flu while staying at the Palmer. There are no other reported deaths. During probation, we were told that the owners would sell liquor in the basement. It said that there were some tunnels in the basement leading to the other buildings to help transport liquor without being caught by authorities. Sinclair Lewis, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, a local writer of poetry, was said to have had an underground hidden room just behind one of the walls. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Could you imagine having like an underground room behind the walls? It's like some kind of like mystery movie scene or something where they push the bookcase and there's like an extra room behind it, and it's in the basement of the Palmer House. It was told that he had written some of his poems on the walls. And now I'm gonna get into some guest experiences that have happened at this hotel. These get pretty creepy. My sister-in-law and I had some small experiences in room 17. I kept hearing my name being called when I was the only one in the room and the entire floor. The voice was a woman's and it was in the room with me. My sister-in-law sat in the chair next to the TV and ended up moving from there after 10 minutes. She had this strong sadness come over her and she didn't know why. She was tearing up and everything. Then when she went to bed, she felt someone laying on top of her. Almost sounds like sleep paralysis in a way, because when you have sleep paralysis, it feels like a demon is on top of you, or like something is on top of you not letting you leave the room. My sister and her friend stayed in room 22 and did not experience anything. So this is a second guest experience. We came in here one night because I read in Minnesota ghost stories about this place. I wanted to come here just to see if anything had happened. My friend and I were sitting down at the bar and we met these group of kids around our age. They had a video camera and asked if we wanted to go in the basement with them. That sounds like me. I'd probably go and videotape the scary basement for a video. We went down there and started to look around, and the girl with the video camera asked me if I wanted to tape something. She told me to go in the little dark room. That's really creepy. I had the light on the camera so I could see. I walked in and I hate the dark to begin with, but it felt extra spooky in there. Oh, almost like a presence is watching you, like there's a spirit already. Oh my god, like there's a spirit already in there with you. I had the camera on the wall and there was a door leaning on the wall. As I had the camera in that direction, the door fell right in front of me, oh my god, and made this huge bang. Everyone screamed and ran out of there and I was frozen in place. God, I would be too. Could you imagine a door falling right in front of you? That would give me a freaking heart attack. There was definitely something strange about that basement, yeah, I'll say. I never got those people's numbers, but we do have that on video. That was definitely an experience I'll never forget. Here's a third experience. I arrived at the Palmer House on Saturday, June 10th at approximately 3 p.m. My mother and I were traveling together and we were meeting my brother and his wife for a 2-night stay. Having no prior knowledge of the ghost stories associated with the hotel, we proceeded to check into rooms 17, 18, and 19. My mother and I were in adjoining rooms or rooms next to each other, and while unpacking, we suddenly heard ruckus in the hallway. A lot of movement and knocking on our doors. My mother went to answer it and no one was there. That evening, I tried to turn on the TV in room 19 and I found it was not located near the outlet. I went down to the front desk and they sent someone to move it to the appropriate place. In the meantime, my mother heard voices in the hallway while I was at the front desk and a bouncing ball. Oh, so it's almost like a little kid ghost, like children just running around the hallways, just playing pranks and stuff. That's kind of cool, but really freaking terrifying at the same time, because kid ghosts are just, they just give me chills because they're just so creepy. After visiting the front desk clerk, I was made aware of the ghost reports at the hotel. The uncanny part was almost everything previously reported happened to us without knowing of the hotel's hauntings. Noises in the hallway and voices too, knocking on the doors, balls bouncing, furniture moving, and temperature changes. Man, that is crazy. That is the experiences at the Palmer House Hotel. Now now we are going to get right into the Stanley Hotel, America's most haunted hotel. The Stanley opened in 1909 in Estes Park, Colorado, and is now rumored as the most haunted hotel in America. And it's also been called Disneyland for ghosts. Stephen King's movie The Shining was based off that hotel. He stayed in room 217 and had a nightmare that his son was being chased through the corridors of the hotel by a fire hose. He woke up and had a cigarette, sitting outside looking out from the Stanley, and already had the story for The Shining movie. So basically he was in the room, had nightmares overnight, and then all of a sudden while he was smoking a cigarette outside the next morning, after all those nightmares, he already had the storyline of the movie for The Shining. He already knew what it was going to be about. That is insane. Elizabeth Wilson also resides in room 217. This is the most famous room in the entire hotel, and for a good reason. There was a maid named Elizabeth Wilson who was lighting the gas lamps in the rooms many years back, but room 217 had a gas leak that blew the room apart and flung her body a story down. She did survive with a few broken bones. Wow, that's crazy. She did survive with a few broken bones and continued to work at the hotel for a few more years, but for some reason she chose to stick around after her demise. Oh, so after she passed away, so her ghost is now there. Elizabeth still keeps to her housekeeping routine as people return to their rooms to find their luggage unpacked, shoes lined up, and shadows seeming to pass through the walls. Wow. So people have seen apparitions there too, and a whole bunch of other things. Another thing that's actually interesting is people have said that the hotel is built on an Indian burial ground, meaning I think that means that it's built on a cemetery. But yeah, when something is built on an Indian burial ground, it just means like it's built on top of a bunch of dead bodies, I'm pretty sure, and it's like just a big cemetery. And there's also this spot called the Vortex that I'm gonna get into really quick. There have been photos taken near an area called the Vortex, and someone caught a person standing on the stairs. Someone else caught a white figure standing where the Vortex is. It is a tornado of spiritual energy, sort of a paranormal portal for all the ghosts that visit the hotel. Guests report cold spots and feeling dizzy on the stairs, as though something has just walked right through them. Orbs and distortions have been caught on camera. Mr. and Mrs. Stanley have even been seen, so their ghost has even been seen, hand in hand watching over the hustle and bustle from the grand staircase. Oh, so they're like watching over everybody. Now we're gonna get into the concert hall. The concert hall was built by F.O. Stanley as a gift from his wife Flora. The stage features a trap door used for theatrical entrances and exits. The lower level once housed a 2-lane bowling alley. Ooh, that's cool. The hall underwent extensive repair and renovation in the 2000s, but it is a favorite spot of Flora Stanley's. She has been known to play the piano well into the night. Oh, just imagine like hearing a piano playing by itself. Oh, that gives me chills. Another spirit fond of the concert hall is Paul. Among other duties, Paul used to enforce the 11 p.m. curfew in the hotel's early days. Guests and employees report hearing someone telling them to get out late at night. A construction worker was doing some work on the floors in the concert hall when he felt someone nudge him several times until he left. Paul is a big fan of the tour groups, often flickering their flashlights upon request. Yeah, there's some flashlights you can get where you can put it between the on and off. All you need to do is ask for the spirit to touch it, and like it'll start flickering, or it'll turn on and off when you ask it to do it. It's actually pretty entertaining to watch on these videos that I've seen. I actually kind of want to get one to see if I can do it at a haunted location myself. Okay, now we're going to talk about the 4th floor. The 4th floor has what's called spirited rooms, meaning you can book a very haunted room that's known for lots of activity. Guests staying on the 4th floor report hearing children running around, laughing, giggling, and playing. The closet door tends to open and shut on their own. More than a century ago, the entire 4th floor was a cavernous attic. Later, it became lodging for female employees, children, and nannies. Room 428 has reports of the sound of footsteps and furniture moving about, but the real haunt is a friendly cowboy who appears at the corner of the bed. Well, as long as he's friendly, he's not like some demon guy, I'm cool with him. Like, he can stay in the room as long as he wants, as long as he's not gonna like freaking tear out my soul. Obviously, many friendly cowboys have spent a night or two at the Stanley Hotel over the years, but there's no indication of one dying in the building. Oh, that's strange. Those that know their Estes Park history believe this to be the spirit of Rocky Mountain Jim Nugent. This is especially because he mostly appears to the ladies, sometimes giving them a ghostly kiss. Room 418 is haunted by ghost children who like to play with the objects in the room. Guests have seen lights flicker, hangers move on their own accord, and some people's covers are even ripped off them during the night. A 4-year-old girl stayed in this room a few years back and told her mother in the morning that a young boy had tickled her in the night, but he left after she asked him to stop. Oh my god, could you imagine just a little boy ghost coming in, tickling your feet, and then you ask him to leave, and then he just like disappears? Unless he like ran out the door. It doesn't really state what happened. I guess he just like disappeared. Children are known to make up stories, although it is hard to think of this one as just a funny coincidence. Now, this part is actually really cool. I just finished researching this part last, and it's the underground caves at the Stanley. I've never seen anybody film this at all, and there are some really interesting pictures that I'm going to show right now as I'm talking about this. If you take the 75-minute historic Stanley night tour, you will get an in-depth look at the underground cave system beneath the hotel. The caves have a high concentration of limestone and quartz, which some believe help capture paranormal energy. Yeah, when I went to the Queen Mary, I think they said that the ceiling was made either of mother of pearl or quartz, and they said it's a conductor to keep paranormal energy in, which is why the swimming pool area is so haunted, because that's what they built the roof with at the Queen Mary. If you guys don't know, that's another most haunted place in the United States. Probably in like the whole world too. It has been used by employees to get around the hotel, and it would seem that at least one of them is still down there. Current employees say that the smells of home-baked goods linger in the tunnel with no apparent source, so they can smell like cookies being made or like muffins. They attribute this to the pastry chef who worked for the Stanleys when the hotel opened. There's also a gray cat seen stalking about with bright green eyes. He is not known to be from the pet cemetery, so perhaps he came from wherever those mysterious tunnels once led. There's also another ghost there named Lucy, and she's been said to move doors and move lollipops. And this is how she died. Lucy was found in the hotel basement peeping at some construction plans. The staff found out and threw her into the cold, where she froze to death. Why would they do that? They just saw this girl looking at construction plans, and they just threw her out into the cold weather and just left her there to die. And now she haunts the concert hall and the basement. A guest on the tour took the picture above, which showed a young girl in a hot pink dress, but no one on their tour was wearing that sort of clothing. It was also strange, as everyone agreed they never saw a girl that looked anything like that during the time that they were there. So no one on the tour looked like that. No one was wearing a pink dress. There was no other little girl there that was wearing that clothing. It was completely paranormal, and it was Lucy. And they're saying that only proves that Lucy does in fact exist. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video of 2 of the most haunted hotels in the United States. But yeah, it would be cool to stay at those 2 hotels, to be honest. I would love to just bring my camera in there, set it up, and just see what stuff I could catch. But anyways, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.